So what you guys are looking at in the background is pre-alpha gameplay for Destiny 1. This footage comes thanks to David Candlin, who was the UI design lead for Bungie up until 2018, and it shows the progression of Destiny's development from very early stages of pre-alpha in 2011 up to the launch of the game in 2014. And taking a look at the first draft, we can see just how early this footage is. In the bottom left, we can see the jump, which has a cooldown effect, the grenade as well, but also what appears to be an overall stamina bar, which is affected by both grenade throws and jumps. Something like a From Software style stamina system for abilities, which seemed to be an idea initially. As for the gameplay, it looks very much like Halo, understandably because it's on the Halo engine. Bungie developed Halo, and Destiny and Halo even now share very similar elements, so it would make sense for Bungie to build off the Halo gameplay to make Destiny. In the next clip, we get a look at a fallen Vandal and a Guardian character taking damage. The health and overshield in the top left show two different bars to represent them individually, which is much different than the very similar to Halo UI design they ended up going with, but still a pretty interesting thing to see. I'm not sure what the dots are, they could be super energy or something, but I really don't know. The next clips are titled Simplification. In this first one, we start to see icons change and the addition of on-screen effects for using abilities and being hit by enemy bullets. The next one, we get confirmation that the fallen captains have been able to use their teleport since the very beginning, so that's pretty cool. And the weapon ammo is at the top right of the screen, oddly enough. Then we get our first glimpse of the tower, at this stage of development, which I find to be really awesome. It looks like the tower is much closer to the last city in this version, and the mountains as well, and when we start seeing the player movement, it's pretty wild to see just how much it still resembles the tower in the final game. Upon inspecting another Guardian, we can see that trading was a potential feature for the game at one point, which I always found to be pretty interesting. The next section is titled Minimalist, and we get a look at early Venus, and both sprinting and jumping are represented by cooldowns in the bottom left. Now I found this to be interesting considering neither sprinting or jumping are represented visually on screen with cooldowns in the final game. Unlimited sprint is just a thing, and jump cooldowns are more of an audio-based thing or represented in the actual gameplay, rather than an on-screen UI tool. We see the weapons have the addition of that little bounce to them, like they're slightly moving instead of just being static, which gives that realistic feel to them in Destiny. In the next clip, we see most of the icons and cooldowns move to fit loosely off the weapon itself. Definitely an interesting iteration that I'm glad didn't stick around too long, but many different variations of this idea would be shown off in these next few clips. kitchen sink consolidation. We get to see a lot of different designs all combined together, and we see a Warlock perform what I suspect is the Radiant Super. And at first, I thought it was actually an early version of Well of Radiance, but it makes much more sense that it's the Radiant Super instead. The next few clips show some major progress on the UI, and some more early areas of the game. There seems to be a bit of a gap in time between this very early footage and what would become the E3 demo in 2013, either for purposes related to cut content being featured in the footage captured, or David simply didn't capture any footage during that gap of time, or maybe they just didn't want to show it. Either way, it's still interesting to see how far the game has come even up to the E3 demo. And now we've come to the final build of the game in all its beauty. Destiny really is a work of art, and I gotta hand it to all the devs that put their passion and effort into creating this game. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.